To start off, you're gonna wanna take off your water pump housing all the way off the engine. And you wanna get the engine sitting on its flywheel on the ground. And then you're gonna pop off your front pulley there. Make sure you don't take it off before the engine's on its flywheel on the ground, or your thrust bearings are going to fall out, and if you put it back on with them out, you're gonna have issues. So yeah, once it's on the ground, pop this off, pull that off, and then you'll start pulling your bolts off, and then it just pops right off. Swapping out a front cover today. We're going from a front mount style to a side mount for the FC subframe in this FB. We're going to be throwing in the new main seal, new O-ring, new gasket. On this front cover, we've deleted the whole OMP shaft out. So we welded that solid, that hole there, and then the main shaft. Knocked the shaft out and also welded that up. So the old one still has the shaft in it, but with the block off pull out there, and the hole still uncovered. So we've got the engine sitting backwards here, so the thrust bearings don't come out of place in there. So we popped off the main pulley there and just finishing cleaning up some leftover gasket material, and then we'll RTV both sides, put the new O-ring in, and then get it back together, put the bolts in, and then we'll start swapping the pan. Okay, I'm gonna put the new front main seal in, and just took some lube and lubed up all sides to knock it in. These front covers do not have anything to hold it in, so you can knock it in too far, so just make it flush with the front and stop there. Started there, and nice and flush, and it's in. Okay, got a small coat of RTV on both the cover and the engine. Got the new O-ring installed. Put the gasket on here soon. Make sure you check what front cover or what front plate you have and what front cover you're running, because there are different O-rings that will need to be used for each application. I think Mazatrix has a good write-up on what O-rings are needed for what components, so if you're concerned about it, check that out. Okay, I've just snugged up the front cover bolts. I'm gonna go throw the pulley back on and pulley bolt. Pops in like that. Got a little bit of Loctite on there. Throw that in. Get the torque wrench out. If I remember correctly, I think main pulley is 90 foot-pounds and front cover bolts are like 17 or something like that. I'm trying to torque this on 90 foot-pounds using a oil filter wrench belt thing. I don't have a lock on the back flywheel, so I impacted it off, but if this doesn't work, then we'll figure something else out. Not working, so figure something else out. Give it a quick shot with the impact, so confidence tightened up that the thrush bearings aren't going to be an issue or anything. So I'm going to tip back over and grab back counterweight to finish torquing it. Okay, got a breaker bar on the back. It's at 90. Got it back on the stand. I think gonna throw the water pump back on, and then I think probably in the morning I'll throw the pan back on and throw the stud kit on it, and hopefully the flywheel shows up this week sometime so I can get it back into the car. Got it all cleaned up. Gonna get a new bead on there and get it bolted onto the engine. Water pump's back on, and finish the rest up tomorrow. Next morning, got it all flipped over. Gonna go run and grab some more RTV before we start, and then we'll get at it. Got some more RTV. Gonna go ahead and pop this pan off and just get started. Get the pan popped off. We're gonna go ahead and switch out the pickup tubes now. This is the one that was on there. This is the one that's going on. So pull these bolts out here, clean them up, Loctite them, and keep the gasket on there obviously, and put that one on. Put the gasket on. Loctite on there. snug it up with a 1/4-inch ratchet. Swap out the old bolts for some studs and nuts. So I'm gonna get to cleaning out all the holes and then get it ready to get the studs put in. Okay, got the holes all cleaned out, took a pick and scooped all the RTV that was left over in them and sprayed a little brake clean in them and some compressed air to clean them all out, so they should be good to put the studs in. So we'll get to unpacking these and get some thread lock on it and get screwing them in. Okay, just gonna go and torque everything up here. I think these main oil pan bolts torqued 65 foot-pounds, and then I think the oil pan bolts are, it says between 69 to 95 inch-pounds, but I don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, so I'm just gonna go in that with a socket until I think it's good. This bolt, these are 17 mil, and these are 10 mil, so get at it. So that's basically it, you know, pop all your other stuff back on and get it back in the car.